second lecture of electrostatics, in which we'll study the Coulomb's law in vector form, electric intensity and electric potential. We have seen the Coulomb's law in vector form in details in lecture 1. Today we'll continue with the Coulomb's law in vector form and will define electric intensity and electric potential. So let us start our presentation. So this is what we have studied in the Coulomb's law. The Coulomb's force between two charges is directly proportional to product of the charges and inversely proportional to square of the distance between them. Okay, the proportionality constant is 1/4 pi epsilon 0, where epsilon 0 is the permittivity of free space, and its value is given as 8.85 into 10 to the power minus 12 Coulomb square per Newton per meter square. So Coulomb's force is a vector quantity, therefore it has to be expressed in vector form. So let us consider two charges. Let the charge q1 is having position vector r1 and the charge q2 is having position vector r2. This is given. Then what is the force acting on these two charges? We consider that if you consider that the q1 and q2 are positive charges, both repel each other because of the force of repulsion, Coulomb's force of repulsion, and that force is to be expressed in vector form. So by applying the triangle law of vectors, the vector between charge q1 and q2 will be equal to vector r2 minus r1. Okay, let us consider the pointer. Okay, yes, so we consider it as, so this is the vector r2 minus vector r1 is this vector from q1 to q2. So here the Coulomb's force F21 means force acting on q2 by q1, the force acting on charge q2 by q1. This charge q2 is pulled by charge q1 and that force is given by F21. Its direction will be like this. So this is the same direction as the force F21 can be expressed. So this is the direction of F21, and that force F21, that is the force acting on charge q2 by q1, will be equal to 1/4 pi epsilon 0 q1 q2 upon r square. This is the magnitude, and its direction is given by the unit vector along this direction. So this is the vector and the direction will be same, that is the vector divided by its magnitude will be the direction, this direction. Okay, so this is the unit vector along this vector. Similarly, now if you consider that this vector r2 minus r1 is the distance between two charges, and if the distance between two charges is equal to r, then that will be equal to, this is equal to r, then this r into r square becomes r cube, and the expression becomes like this. And also if you express this F21 in terms of r1 and r2, then the entire expression becomes like this. One can express like this: in place of r, one may write mod of r2 minus vector r1 cube into vector r2 minus r1. And similarly, F12 means the force acting on charge q1 due to charge q2. So that is equal to 1/4 pi epsilon 0 q1 q2 upon mod r1 minus r2 cube is equal to into r1 minus r2. And F12 is equal to minus F21. Newton's third law is verified because these two forces are equal and opposite. The q1 is forcing this q2 away, and this q1 will be pushed by this charge q2 by force F12. So these two forces, both the forces are equal and in opposite direction. And if R1 is equal, R1 minus R2 is equal to minus of R2 minus R1. This is the simple vector algebra that can be known. Again, if you want to simply express this vector as like this, if you want to say vector R2 minus R1 is say vector R21, then in that case the force can be expressed as F21 is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 Q1 Q2 upon RQ. This is similar, but in place of R2 minus R1 like this, in place of R2 minus R1 like this, we have just written R1, R21. Similarly, F12 will be equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 Q1 Q2 upon R square, and here it is R12. And what is R12? R12 is nothing but the vector R1 minus R2. But this is to be defined. Sometimes in some books it may be written as R12. R12 is equal to this vector and R21 is equal to this vector. That is also right. So that depends. But this will not change. These expressions will not change. If it is F21, then this expression will not change. So to avoid the confusion, generally, or say in future lectures, we don't use these notations, But for understanding point of view, we have expressed this as this R21 and R12 vectors. Okay, we will continue to the next point. This we have discussed earlier. Coulomb's law is applicable to point charges only, and Coulomb's law cannot be expressed the stability of nucleus. So here, let us define the electric field and intensity. Electric field is the space around the charge where Coulomb's force can be experienced. If there is a charge Q placed somewhere in space, then the force acting on charge will be given as like this, and this is the force acting on charge Q0. Q0 is a test charge. So this is the force acting on Q0 by charge Q, because this is the Coulomb's law that we have already stated. Okay, and if there is a charge Q, then surrounding this charge, if you put some test charge here somewhere, then that force will be experienced by this test charge will be equal to this much. And if Q0 is the test charge of say 1 coulomb, then the force will become like this. So force will be equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 Q upon R square, because Q0 is equal to 1. And this force experienced by 1 coulomb charge is nothing but the intensity of electric field, and where at distance R, because this force is at distance R. At distance R, this is the intensity of electric field. So there is electric field surrounding this charge, and that can be measured at any distance. And at that particular distance, if you put a 1 coulomb charge, then the force experienced by that 1 coulomb charge is nothing but the intensity. It is also a vector quantity. Its unit is Newton per coulomb or say volt per meter. So this is another definition or say another expression of intensity. Intensity is nothing but the force per unit charge or say force per test charge, that is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 Q by R square. So let us calculate or say how to find the intensity due to point charge. So we have this charge here. This is the charge whose electric field intensity is to be measured at this point. At this point, we put the test charge Q0, and the position vector of this charge is say capital R, and position of vector of this charge or say test charge is equal to small r. So here it is the point where one has to find the intensity whose position vector is small r. Okay, the diagram is clear. We apply the triangle law. This vector will be equal to small r minus vector capital R. Okay, then Here the intensity, we know intensity is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 q upon this r cube, means r small r vector minus capital R mod q. So this is the magnitude of the force and its vector is r minus r. Okay, so here in place of q, sorry, this is the expression of intensity, therefore there remains charge q only, because test charge is taken as 0. So this is a vector quantity, so intensity is now expressed as a vector quantity. This is the expression. Yes, we continue to find the electric intensity due to linear charge distribution. So this is the linear charge distribution. Charge is not a point charge. Now this charge is distributed along this line. This red line, colored line, we can say it is the uniform distribution of charge along a single curve. Okay. Now let us define a linear charge density. Lambda is the linear charge density. Linear charge density means charge per unit length, because this charge is distributed along the length. And here the point where the intensity is to be found out, that is, say the q0 test charge is placed and its position vector is small r, and the charge, this charge is distributed along this line. We consider a small part of this line, say of length, say dl, and if this point is having position vector r, then the small charge in this area, or say small charge at this small length dl, is to be found out, and the linear charge density is given as lambda. So therefore dq, this small charge will be dq. There is a small charge distributed along this small length dl. This is the small length dl, and that will be equal to dq is equal to lambda into dl. And if you apply this small charge here, the formula will be d is equal to, there is a small intensity at this point due to the small charge. Okay, that will be d is equal to, vector d is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 dq upon mod of r minus r cube into r minus r. Now we apply this, or say if you put the value of dq, the expression becomes like this. So in place of dq, we have lambda into dl according to this. So this is the lambda is linear charge density into dl will be this expression. And now if you integrate this expression from this length to this length, you will get the total intensity at this point due to this linear charge distributed. Okay, the entire charge distributed along this line. So therefore intensity at this point due to this charge which is distributed along the line can be found. So the formula will be like this. So this is the expression for the intensity due to linear charge distribution. Next we see the surface charge, and surface charge distribution is there. There is any surface area where charge is distributed along this surface area, and here one has to find the intensity. So we consider a small area, a ds, where the charge small area will contain the small charge, say dq, and if sigma is the surface charge density, then the small charge on this surface area ds. So this is the small surface area ds, where the charge will be distributed as dq is equal to sigma into ds. Okay, now this small surface area is having position vector capital R, and the intensity, where we have to find the intensity here, and its position vector is, say, small r. So here the expression for the small intensity due to the small area will be equal to d is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 dq upon r minus r cube into vector r minus r. Okay, now again what will you do? We just replace dq by sigma into ds. This is the final expression, and when you integrate this term you will get the expression for the intensity at the point due to this complete surface area. On integration you will get the complete surface area where the charge is distributed. Okay, if the total charge is q, then the total charge will be here distributed along the surface area, and intensity can be found like this. But here the intensity depends upon the surface charge density. This is to be remembered. In a similar lines, one can find the volume charge distribution intensity due to volume charge distribution. So here the volume charge density is equal to rho, which is equal to q by v, we can say. So there is a this could be any shape. Okay, but if you consider a small volume, say dv, having position vector r, and here we have to find the intensity with position vector small r. So then the expression will be same, dq is equal to rho into dv, and expression for the intensity will be like this. And if you replace this dq by rho into dv, and finally after getting the integration, here we use the triple integration because there is a dv means dx dy dv dz like that. So there is a volume integration, therefore it is shown by the triple integration. In the previous slide you may show the double integration sign for the surface integral. Okay, so for the triple integral we have shown the triple integrations. So this is about the electric field intensity due to volume distribution. So let us define the electric potential. Electric potential is nothing but the work done in bringing a unit positive charge from infinity to that particular point. The potential at a point, say A, in the electric field is thus can be expressed as like this. So potential at point A will be equal to work done in bringing unit positive charge from infinity to that point, and the charge we can move is a test charge. 1 coulomb charge practically does not exist. Therefore, we make use of the test charge. So the potential at point A is work done in bringing a test charge from infinity to that particular point A is equal to potential. So its unit will be joule per coulomb, or say Newton meter per coulomb, or say simply volt. And here we say q0 is the test charge. If this charge is 1 coulomb, this will be 1, and it will be simply a work done in bringing a unit charge from infinity to that particular point. So voltage is nothing but, or say potential is nothing but the work done only. So it is a scalar quantity. So let us consider the expression for the potential. So here at point O there is a charge q is there, and its intensity will be along this direction. This is the direction of intensity, and we have this at point B, we have the test charge q0. This test charge q0 is moved from A to B by distance dr. Okay, what happens? Let us see. So the q is the charge at O, q0 is the test charge, and intensity at point R, say at a distance r. If you consider this distance as a r, then the intensity will be equal to this much. Intensity at a distance r will be equal to this much. Okay, or simply if you just ignore the vector sign, it will be simply E is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 q upon r square. So here r cube, because this is vector r divided by r cube becomes, yes, the magnitude and magnitude will cancel, and here it remains only the r square. Okay, so F is equal to Q0 times E. If you want to express the force in terms of intensity, that will be like this. So here work done will be force into displacement. Here there is a small displacement. Okay, there is a small displacement dr. So work done in bringing that test charge from A to B equal to force into displacement, that is equal to Q0 into E into dr. So that will be equal to yes, you know the dot product, that is Q0 E into dr into cos theta. As we know that here there is angle is 0. Okay, uh, actually the displacement is in this direction and intensity is in this direction, so there is a 180-degree angle, 180-degree angle. So therefore cos 180 degree is equal to minus, therefore minus 1 Q0 EDR cos theta will be equal to minus Q0 EDR. And if you express that work done in another way, that will be work done in bringing infinity to that particular distance r will be equal to like this, integration dw. So there is a small work done we have calculated like this in moving from A to B. So if you want to calculate the work done in bringing or say moving from infinity to that particular distance r will be integration of this term, and that will be equal to, yes, integration minus, we know dw is equal to minus Q0 E into dr. If you put the value, minus sign can be taken outside. If you solve this integral, the work done by electric field, yes, we will do this. Work done by electric field on this charge. Okay, so that will be equal to like this. So VA will be equal to, yes, this much that we have already seen. Then that V is equal to, potential is equal to minus of integration from infinity to r E into dr. So these are the expressions that one can solve in a simple way. Work done from infinity to distance r is equal to this much. This is the expression of E. And if you solve this, so Q can be taken outside. So out of integration we have minus QQ0 1 upon 4 pi epsilon r. Integration from infinity to r. Upper limit is r and lower limit is infinity, because we are starting from the infinity and we are ending at distance r. So 1 upon r square dr, and integration of 1 upon r square dr is equal to minus 1 by r, and minus minus cancels, and here the final expression is QQ0 1 upon r. So this is the work done by the test charge Q0. But for the potential, one should have Q0 is equal to 1. So therefore expression will be only Q upon 4 pi epsilon 0 r only, like this. So final expression will be like this. So this is the expression for potential. So we have seen the definition of electric potential and formula derivation of this potential. Okay, so these are the very simple concepts. So what is the concept here? Work done is equal to force into displacement. So this is the concept, and by using this concept and by using the expression of intensity, we have derived this expression. So let us continue with this. Let us see the relation between electric field intensity and the potential. So we have the potential formula like this: V is equal to minus E into dr, that we have already seen. So VA is equal to infinity to A, E into vector dr. We can say A is a point where charge can be moved from infinity to that particular point. So VB will be equal to, or say it can be expressed as like this. So A and B are different points. The potential at point B will be expressed like this. So VB minus VA is equal to, so this is nothing but the work done in bringing a unit positive charge from B to A like that. Okay, so that will be equal to this much. So here the limits of integration, you must observe the limits of integration. Here it is infinity to A, infinity to B, but here infinity to, sorry, not infinity, it is A to B. That means charge is moving from A to B. Okay, so that will be equal to like this. So V is general expression where it can be expressed like this according to definition. So dV equal to, if you take the differential of this, integration will cancel, and therefore dV will be equal to minus of E dot dr. So if you want to express this dV, dV is the differential, and that can also be expressed as dV is equal to del V by del x into dx, del V by del y into dy, and del V by del z into dz. So this is the formula, standard formula. This is called the differential. And if this can be expressed as the dot product of two vectors, let us see. So yes, so del V by del x I, del V by del y j, and del V by del z k. So this is one vector, dot another vector is dxi plus dyj plus dzk. Yes, dot product, this term coefficient of vector I and coefficient of vector I will be multiplied here like this. So we have just expanded this expression as dot product of two vectors. So why this happens, let us see. So this can be treated as this can be written as del operator. This is called the del operator. Del operator operating on V. This is just notation. This is del operator operating on V dot, and this vector can be written as dr. So you have to remember this del operator. What is del operator? Del operator is nothing but del by del xi plus del by del yj and del by del zk, and this is del operator. And this is also called the gradient of potential. Let us learn about gradient in some other lecture. Okay, so this is called the del operator, and therefore now we have this expression for this formula, and dV is equal to what? Minus E dot dr. So minus E dot dr is equal to del V, del operator operating on V. V is the potential, and dot dr. So what is observed? This dot dr and dot dr is common. It can be cancelled. So therefore, yes, minus of vector E is the electric potential is equal to del V. If you exchange the minus sign, then E is equal to minus of V. So this is the very important expression. Electric intensity is nothing but the negative gradient of potential. Electric intensity is nothing but the negative gradient of potential. This is very important. It is simple steps. V is equal to this expression, and dV can be written like this, and we just write dV in terms of differential. You just express this term, or say this differential, in terms of dot product of two vectors, and yes, if you use the del operator instead of this, then you will get the expression. So these are the steps to be remembered. Okay, let us continue with the conservative nature of electric field. So electric field is conservative. So let us see what is the conservation of the electric field? So if you move the charge along ACB, so yes, okay, this might be C here and this might be D here. Okay, let us consider this as a C and this as a D. So along ACB we have omega 1 upon Q0 is equal to minus A to B E dot dl. So the charge is moving from A to B along this C, and the potential or say work done is given by, or say potential is given by work done W1 upon Q0 is equal to minus of A to B integration of A to B E dot dl. Okay. Now similarly along BDA, now again this charge is coming back to A along this path. So this is one first path and this is the second path. The charge is moving from A to B, and then again the same charge is moving from B to A but with different path. Okay, so along BDA the expression will be like this. Here integration is from A to B and here integration is from B to A. But here the work done may be different, therefore we have denoted that by omega 2 RCW. So let us see what happens. The total work done in moving charge along ACBDA. So total work done, it is going like this and again coming back. So the total work done will be addition of these two terms. Okay. So W upon Q0 is equal to W1 upon Q0 plus W2 upon Q0. So if you put these values here, then the expression becomes like this. And if you, here the integration is from A to B and here the integration is from B to A. Therefore, if you reverse the integration, if you make this A to B, then we have to change the sign. Okay, or say integration of B to A will be equal to integration from A to B with minus sign. So that will be equal to 0. So the total work done in bringing unit positive charge in a closed circular path, or say in a closed path, is always equal to 0. If you consider any of the paths, the total work done will be equal to 0. If you consider any path, the total work done will be 0. That is the conservative nature of electric field. That means, so this is the notation of the closed path. Integration of E dot dl is equal to 0. So integration of E dot dl is equal to 0, where dl is the closed path. So this is the indication of closed path, and therefore it is called E is conservative. Electric field is conservative, and for the conservative electric field, curl of E is equal to 0, and that can be expressed as curl means del cross E is called the curl. Curl of E is equal to 0. So this is about the conservative nature of electric field. Okay, so these problems we have already discussed in the previous class. You have to solve these problems, and for today's class, so these are some additional problems. You may note it down and solve it. The hint and answer is given in the document. Okay,